While your body rests at night, your mind remains active, processing, sorting, and storing memories. But what if this quiet, unseen process could be gently guided to reshape your beliefs, shift your mindset, and even influence your future? Welcome to the powerful world of subconscious mind reprogramming while you sleep. A natural, calming path toward internal transformation, one peaceful night at a time. As your eyes grow heavy and your breathing slows, something incredible begins to happen. Your brain slips into a slower rhythm. Thoughts soften. The world around you fades. And in this quiet space, the gates to your subconscious mind begin to open. Unlike the conscious mind, the part of you that's logical, alert, and analytical, the subconscious is quiet and unquestioning. It doesn't argue, it doesn't resist, it simply records. It records every belief you've accepted, every habit you've formed, and every pattern you've repeated. Most of this was formed in early childhood before you even knew how the world really worked. And once it's recorded, your subconscious plays those recordings back again and again. Every thought you repeat, every belief you hold, especially those unspoken ones, are quietly replayed in the background of your mind, directing your emotions, choices, and behaviors. So what happens when you go to sleep? Your brain waves begin to change. In deep sleep, your mind shifts from the busy, alert state of beta waves into slower alpha and theta waves, the same waves found in deep meditation or moments of deep focus. In these moments, the conscious guard is lowered and your subconscious becomes more accessible. This is the doorway to change, because in sleep, especially in the lighter stages before and after deep rest, your brain is in its most suggestible state. This is when gentle, repeated suggestions, spoken in a calm voice or simply visualized in the imagination, can slip through, not as commands, but as seeds. Seeds that grow with repetition, with intention, with time. Reprogramming the subconscious mind during sleep isn't a trick or a shortcut. It's not about hypnosis or control. It's about tuning into the natural cycles of your mind and allowing new, positive, empowering beliefs to take root without resistance, without effort, and without stress. It begins with what you tell yourself, and even more deeply, what you allow yourself to feel. Imagine your subconscious as a field. Whatever you plant there and nurture consistently will grow. If for years you've been unknowingly planting seeds of fear, doubt, scarcity, or self-criticism, those are the crops you've been harvesting in your daily life. But here's the key. The soil is still fertile. It's never too late to plant new seeds. Beliefs of self-worth, confidence, abundance, peace, these can be planted just the same, and they can grow even stronger with intention and care. Sleep is your greatest ally in this process. Before you fall asleep, your brain transitions through a stage known as the hypnagogic state, a dream-like window between wakefulness and unconsciousness. In this state, your mind is open, more receptive, and just like a sponge, it absorbs more easily whatever you feed it. So what are you feeding it? Is it thoughts of regret from the day, worry for tomorrow? Or are you gently guiding it with calming thoughts of progress, gratitude, and hope? By ending your day with intention, you begin to rewire the messages your subconscious receives. Here's how it might look. You lie in bed, it's closed. Your body begins to relax. The muscles soften. The breath slows. And before you drift off, you whisper, either aloud or silently, affirmations that reflect the life you want to live. I am worthy. I am safe. I trust myself. At first, these words might feel foreign, maybe even false, but over time, repetition creates familiarity, and the subconscious mind learns through familiarity. Just like learning a new language, your subconscious begins to adapt. It starts to recognize these new beliefs, and with nightly reinforcement, it begins to adopt them as its own. This doesn't mean you'll wake up a new person overnight, but each night you practice, you loosen the grip of old beliefs, and in their place, you lay the foundation for a more confident, peaceful, and empowered version of yourself. The subconscious mind doesn't speak in words. It speaks in symbols, in pictures, in feelings. This is why emotion is such a powerful tool in reprogramming. When a thought is paired with emotion, especially strong emotion, it leaves a deeper imprint. The subconscious responds not just to what you say, but to what you feel while you say it. Think back to a memory that stayed with you for years. Chances are that memory is tied to a strong emotional experience. It may have been joyful, painful, or surprising, but the emotion made it stick. Now imagine applying that same principle to the beliefs you want to shape. As you prepare for sleep, it's not just about repeating affirmations. It's about feeling them, not forcing, not faking, but gently inviting the feeling as if it's already true. Let the words wash over you and ask yourself, what would it feel like if this were real? What would it feel like to wake up tomorrow truly believing you are enough? Let your imagination do the rest. The subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. This is why visualizations are so powerful. When you visualize your goals calmly, clearly, and consistently, you begin to create new pathways in your brain. These visualizations become like internal rehearsal. Practice, preparation, belief, and just like a seed planted in fertile soil, these imagined experiences begin to grow into expectations, into identities, into reality. Each night, as your mind drifts into rest, you can use your imagination as a gentle guide. See yourself calm, confident, successful, peaceful, not in a forced or dramatic way, but softly, naturally, with kindness. Allow the feeling of already having to replace the stress of wanting. Let the dream become familiar, so familiar, in fact, that your subconscious begins to believe it's possible, then probable, then inevitable. There's no need for pressure. Subconscious reprogramming while you sleep is most powerful when it's gentle, natural, unforced. And there are simple tools you can use to support the process. One of the most effective is affirmation audio. Calm, positive messages played at a low volume while you sleep. These audio tracks are designed to align with the slower brainwave states and deliver repeated, soothing suggestions directly to the subconscious. They don't need to be loud. They don't need to be intense. In fact, the softer, the better. Your conscious mind may not even notice them, but your subconscious is always listening. Another tool is guided meditation used just before sleep. These meditations help you shift out of the stress of the day and into a receptive, relaxed state. They slow your breathing, ease your thoughts, and invite the subconscious mind to open. You might also try visual scripting, a quiet nighttime journal practice. Before sleep, write down a vision of your ideal life in the present tense, not as something far away, but as if it's already unfolding. I wake up feeling peaceful. I trust myself fully. I take action with clarity and joy. This act of scripting not only clarifies your desires, it emotionally aligns you with the feeling of them being real. And then simply close your eyes and rest. You don't need to force results. You don't need to analyze whether it's working. You only need to return to the practice night after night. The change happens beneath the surface, quietly, organically, just like nature. Before the new can take root, the old must gently be released. Every belief you hold that doesn't serve you, every thought of unworthiness, fear, or limitation was learned. You weren't born with these ideas. They were passed down, picked up, or repeated so many times they became familiar. But familiar doesn't mean true, and it doesn't mean permanent. As you begin to reprogram your mind during sleep, a quiet letting go begins. You don't need to fight the old thoughts. You don't need to resist them. Just stop feeding them. Stop repeating them. Stop rehearsing them. Instead, offer your mind something better. Every night you have a choice to drift into sleep carrying the weight of the past, or to lay it down and enter a new inner landscape, a peaceful place, a place where your potential isn't limited by who you've been, but expanded by who you're becoming. It doesn't require force, it requires consistency. Each time you say, "I am enough," you loosen the grip of a belief that said otherwise. Each time you visualize success, You nudge your mind away from fear and toward possibility. Each time you drift into sleep with peace in your heart, you send a signal to your subconscious. This is the new normal. And with time, the old begins to fade. Not because you erased it, but because you replaced it. Your subconscious is not your enemy. It is your ally. But like a garden, it will grow what you plant. You can fill it with weeds of worry or with flowers of intention. The power has always been yours. You are not a passive observer of your thoughts. You are their creator, their editor, their architect. And every night you return to the construction site of your mind. What are you building there? What are you reinforcing? What are you designing for your future self to live in? Subconscious reprogramming isn't about perfection, it's about presence. Returning again and again to the thoughts and feelings you want to carry forward. It's easy to forget, to fall into autopilot, to let the noise of the world shape your inner world. But sleep is your reset button. It is your time to turn inward, to disconnect from outside chaos and reconnect with inner peace. Each time you go to sleep, you can choose again. Choose to speak kindly to yourself. Choose to visualize your success, not your fears. Choose to end the day with gratitude, not regret. Choose to remember that even if you've had the same thought for years, it's never too late to choose a new one. The subconscious doesn't argue. It doesn't ask why. It listens, it accepts, it reflects. And over time, the more you repeat these calming, empowering messages, the more natural they begin to feel. Eventually they become beliefs, then habits, then identity. You are not trying to become someone new. You are simply uncovering who you were meant to be. Beneath the layers of doubt, fear, and old conditioning, you are reawakening to the truth of your worth. And it all begins while you sleep. There is a quiet intelligence in your body, a rhythm, a cycle, a pulse that keeps you grounded even when your thoughts feel scattered. And at night, when the world goes still, that intelligence is still working, healing, repairing, rebalancing. Your subconscious is part of that natural rhythm. You don't need to chase results. You don't need to force transformation. Just like the tides or the turning of the seasons, change unfolds gently when the conditions are right. Repetition, emotion, imagination. These are the waters that nourish the seeds of your new beliefs. And your only role is to return to the practice. Night after night, remind yourself, worthy of peace, I am open to growth. I trust in the process. I let go of what no longer serves me. I plant seeds of love courage, and possibility. Over time, these thoughts will no longer feel like wishes. They will begin to feel like truth. A truth your subconscious believes. A truth your waking life begins to reflect. You'll notice subtle changes. Perhaps you speak with more confidence, or you handle stress with more grace. Perhaps you catch yourself feeling lighter, smiling more, or approaching challenges with calm curiosity instead of fear. These are not coincidences, they are reflections of the inner work happening while you sleep. They are the echo of your new beliefs taking shape. They are the result of tending to your inner garden, even in the stillness of night. As you lay down to sleep tonight, remember this: you are not broken. You do not need to be fixed. Everything you need is already within you, waiting to be uncovered, waiting to be nurtured, waiting to be remembered. Your subconscious mind is always listening, always learning, always responding. And when you bring gentle intention to your nighttime routine, through affirmations, visualizations, calming words, or even silent gratitude, you begin to rewrite the script of your life. Not through force, not through effort, but through quiet consistency. Let each night be a return to yourself, a reminder that you are allowed to grow, that you are safe to evolve, that you can gently release the beliefs that no longer belong and replace them with love, truth, and trust. The process is already in motion. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, let go.